Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Computer and Information Sciences, SOCIS, Bachelor of Computer Applications, BCA_new. Semester I, BEGLA 136 English at the Workplace. Block-1 Exploring the Job Market. Unit-4 Preparing for the Job.
Job 4.0 Objectives. This unit will help you to understand the selection criterion in an interview, identify the skills needed, practice answering some frequently asked questions, facts, familiarize yourself with new interview formats like the telephone and interview video conferencing. You will also be provided with vocabulary inputs, quick tips, sentence structures for effective answers, sample interviews for analysis. 4.1 Warm UP. Talk to people who have faced interviews in the last year. Find out what they have to say about the experience of their first interview, the best, worst moment about the interviewers. How did their preparation help? What would they change if they could? Don't worry if you come across some negative experiences or opinions. Don't let it scare you, it's all part of the job hunting game. 4.2 Reading _compare you are in control. What is an interview about? And is there a perfect interview? Read on to find out. One of the most important things you can learn about job interviewing is that yes, that's right, you can exercise a remarkable degree of control over the entire process. Understanding, using and expanding on the control you have over the interview may be the single most important feature in your ability to get the job you want and build it into a job you love. What does it take? There are some folks who just attract other people to them. I'm not talking about physical attractiveness here. I'm talking of personal traits such as friendliness, courtesy, genuine interest in the other person, good listening skills, and ability to influence the environment rather than being controlled by it. A person who radiates a sense of control communicates competence, calm, and confidence. Your interview goal is to communicate that you are the best person for the job. With control you exude a sense of certainty, predictability, and lowered risk. These are subtle qualities all interviewers are looking for. %I When you feel not in control, you tend to present yourself both personally and professionally in a way that does not attract other people. By taking control I do not mean charging into the room like a star from the World Wrestling shows, physically overwhelming the space with your body, language and cologne while verbally dominating the conversation by not letting the interviewer get a word in edgewise. It might be kind of fun to watch, but it sure won't get you the job. Two things I'm absolutely sure of. A. You do want to exhibit the appropriate level of assertiveness in the interview to demonstrate you are capable, and B. You do not want to cross the invisible line between assertiveness and aggression. Get feedback. How do you know what you talk like? What your presentation is like? Get feedback, real feedback. Take a look at this communication effectiveness model. Next, because you are the best source of information about yourself, ask yourself the following question. When do I communicate in the passive zone, assertive zone, aggressive zone? What am I doing most frequently? To be heard. I know job interviewer is going to sit there trying to pry information out of you. If you are too passive in your communication, it shows non-interest and not good with people. On the other hand, maybe you have determined that you are much too aggressive in the way you communicate. This is also bad news, one, because you will be seen as hard to work with and not a team player. No interviewer is going to recommend hiring you if you come across as opinionated. Answer this. Whose interview is it anyway? I want you to actually stop for a minute or two to think about this. Sure, your potential employers are interviewing you, but they're interviewing other candidates as well. This makes the time you are there your interview. It is your time to be seen as a winner. It's your time to shine. This interview is yours and you need to take responsibility for it. Remember, the interviewer assumes more or less that you can do the job. In today's hectic world, no one has the spare time to interview someone who they think can't do the job, do they? Only the best candidates, only the most appropriately skilled individuals, only those who the interviewer actually hopes can do the job will be called for the interview. Of course, it's up to you to communicate that you actually can do the job. The interview is a two-way street. You are not going to be interrogated like an enemy agent in some war movie. They have work that needs to be done in the money to pay for it. You have the skills and the attitude. They are trying to determine if you are the best person for them, and you are trying to find out if this is the best place to work in at this point of your career. Remember, in many ways, a job interview is like skydiving. You don't get a do-over if you blow it on the first try. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Activity 1. 1. Read the passage given above and mark TF according to the passage. 1. An interview is meant to give the candidate a hard time. No one doubts your basic ability since you were called in the first place. 111. The passive and aggressive styles of communication are very high on effectiveness. IV. Interpersonal communication skills are under observation from the moment we enter the job market. Versus attitude judgments about people are old-fashioned. They don't happen in the modern workplace. The fear of powerlessness doesn't affect interview performance. In spite of somebody else doing the questioning, the candidate actually can control the interview. In an interview, the two parties are trying to decide on a mutually beneficial agreement. 4.3 Vocabulary, words in context. Activity 2. 1. Find words from the passage which mean the same as the following. 1. Knowing in advance what is going to happen. 2. Much of anything. A person or situation that is too dominating. 111. Speaking or acting in a forceful way so that people notice you. IV. Behaving in an insistent and forceful way without caring about other people. Versus somebody who has very distinct opinions and puts them across aggressively. Very busy. 4.4 Language focus. Here are a few language structures that can be used in interviews. Practice them whenever the opportunity arises. Answering icebreakers. Q. Good morning. L. Good evening. How are you? Could we have your name? Sarah Mitchell, right? Hope you haven't had to wait too long. Are you comfortable? A. Good morning. L. Good evening. Fine, thank you. Sarah Mitchell 1. I am. Yes, that's right. Not at all. Of course, thank you. Asking questions, asking for clarifications, for time. May I, could I have a moment to think about this? I'd like to know something. I have a question. Could I get back to this question in some time? If you don't mind, could you repeat the question? Please, may I ask if there is something I'd like to know? I'd like to know the pay package remuneration you are offering. Activity 3. Given below are two parts of brief conversations between two different persons on various occasions in daily life. Match part A of the conversation with part B. Hello, Savita. How are you? Thank you very much, sir. Helped a jot. E. He Vikas. Coming to see the movie? B. Yes, here it is. E. May I know your name, please? C. Thanks. I need the good wishes. IV. Many thanks for the lovely birthday. Mesent. D. Fine, thank you. Versus congratulations, Keman. You've done very well in the exams. A. Certainly, sir. I'll bring it in a moment. V. Can I help Kenny your books, Mrs. Rao? F. Of course not. In a moment. V. May I borrow your camera for a day, please? G. I'm Rupert Trivedi. V. Good luck with exams, Saritaha. Sorry. Not a pacer on me. X. Excuse me, could you tell me the way to the station? Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. X. Excuse me, can I have another glass of water? J. No thanks. I've had enough. She. Like another cup of tea? K. Yes, of course. Zai. Like to come for a drink? 1. Sure. Go straight and then turn right. Zai. Have you any change on you? M. Not at all. I hope you liked it. XIV. May I take my calculator into the examination hall, please? N. That's out of the question. They were not allowed. XV. Would you mind moving your car? Please? Oh, love to. 4.5 Listening, off the beaten track. Interview techniques have expanded hugely. It now caters to the time-bound and technologically advanced world of work. Is 10 to a call center HR supervisor talking about new interview formats. Activity 4. 1. Complete the following in your own words with ideas from what you just heard. 1. since the interviewer can't see you nodding in response to what they are saying on the phone. E. The speakerphone is not a good idea because 111. How you sound on the phone is important. Your voice should IV. In case the interviewer doesn't give us a chance to talk about our skills then, versus if there is no invitation for a meeting then. V. The phone interview is the first level before V. Helpful ideas to prepare for an interview via video conferencing. R2. 2. Listen to David's advice for telephonic interviews and fill out the following checklists. Do's don'ts. 4.6 Writing and speaking, some frequently asked questions. Given below are some facts, frequently asked questions, at interviews. Write out your answers. Then practice a mock interview with a friend, colleague. What are your career goals? Where do you see yourself 5/10 of a year from now? Why should we hire you? What are your extracurricular interests? What did you enjoy most in your college, university? What appeals to you most in this job? What are your greatest achievements? At this point in life, what is the most important thing for you? How would your friends describe you? What motivates you? What do you want out of life? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Tell us about yourself. How would you judge your interpersonal skills? What do you know about our company? This is just a small sample. The range of possible questions is infinite, but what makes interviews predictable is that the questions are from a few basic categories. Here is a table that will help you. Look at the best answer option and answer the sample questions. Look at the screen. 4.7 Summary. Preparing for job interviews is an essential activity for any job hunter in the present competitive world. Being prepared is the sign of a good interviewee. This unit focuses on how you can be in control during the interview and the skills needed to be counted as a winning candidate. It also provides ideas and structures to help you deal with frequently asked questions. Preparing for the job. The vocabulary sections introduce you to a range of words useful for interview. The grammar section deals with question answers. The unit also provides a few helpful navigation tools through the writing and speaking section. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.